Gather around Pure Skill family. This your boy Sharif, and I'm here with you guys. Another video, how to make yourselves better. What's it called? Okay, so I'm an artist. A lot of things I talk about is art, and it's gonna be related to art, but the things that I talk about could be used in general and just improving yourself as a better person anyway. So if you think anybody needs this, share this video with people, all of that. Make sure to like and all of that. Okay, practice. How should I say this? You want to get better at your art. Of course, that's why you come to this channel. You talking to me. Been doing art for a long time, but practice is not the only thing that's gonna make you better. Not the only thing that's gonna make you perfect. Drilled repetition in your practice. When you do practice, when you do anything that's like, I'm not doing this for a specific reason, it's just to make myself better. Practice, you want to have drill repetition. So when you're drawing, you want to practice a specific thing, either that's drawing forms or drawing perspective or doing whatever you're doing. You want to do it drilled over and over, do it again and again and again. Repeating it multiple times will make you used to it, will find your own way of doing it. It will make you better at doing it. Drill repetition helps you understand why things are done the way it's done. Drill repetition creates a habitual movement of doing things. Drill repetition is all around what makes practice worth it. When you practice and you're just doing, okay, I want to draw faces today, I'm gonna draw faces. Then you draw a little face, and then you're like, okay, I want to draw a car, and then you say, this is not really for nothing, it's not for no project, I'm just practicing drawing. And it's like, okay, but it's not focused, it's not intentional. If you're coming to this channel or you're watching YouTube videos on art and making yourself better, or in anything, basketball, whatever you're doing, if you're trying to make yourself better and you're putting effort into doing it seriously, it needs to be intentional. And that's what drill repetition does. It makes things intentional. If you're not being intentional with your practice, then there's gonna be a lot of lollygagging involved in it. You might get distracted, you might do things unnecessarily, you might be practicing the wrong way. You need to research practices for what you want to do, and then you have to understand that you're focusing on broader areas. One day you're doing this, one day you're focusing on perspective, one day you're focusing on the principles of animation, one day you're focused on drawing portraits, one day you're focused on shading and rendering, all those things. But throughout those days you're doing it multiple times. You're watching videos. You have to understand that there's a level of desire that you have to be able to do this. Have you ever guys wondered if you guys ever seen like a basketball or a sports team in general practice, when the coach calls out a drill or an exercise or something, they're like, I don't want to do it. What's it called? I don't know if anybody else has ever wondered about it, but I have before. When I would watch someone doing practice or doing the drill type thing, and then they just don't feel like doing it, I'd be wondering, like, you got on the team, you were serious about basketball or sports or whatever it is, then when the coach tells you to practice, you don't want to do it. It doesn't make sense to me. So what you have to understand is that they it's not that they don't want to do it. It's not that they don't want to get better. It's not that they're not passionate about what they're doing, unless they was forced to be in that situation. But it's not about the fact that they wasn't passionate about doing this. That when you're serious about something, it's not a hobby. It's not just something you lollygag around on. you drill it into yourself to the point where it is annoying, but you do it anyway. And that's the same thing with art. People take art not as serious because it's not a physical thing, it's a more hit and miss type thing. And it's like, if you really want to take it seriously, if you have goals and you have objectives that you want to do for your art, you want to meet this expectation in your life, you have an artist that you aspire to be like, or you have goals with your art, right? You need to drill your art to the point where you're like, dang, I don't feel like drawing today, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's when it really matters. When you don't want to do it and you do it anyway, that's when it really matters. When you're actually making yourself better because you're putting in that sweat and that hard work, and you're building that portfolio. People are gonna see it. They're gonna be like, "Oh wow, this is amazing! How did you do this? This doesn't make sense." It's because you're willing to do things that are like above and beyond. It's that drill repetition. I'm telling you, drill repetition is the main thing that people don't want to do because it's a repetitive thing. It's a repetitive thing. If you think about drawing portraits, let's say drawing portraits. Let's say one day you're deciding, okay, I want to draw portraits today. I want to get better at drawing faces. My faces are so I want to do it a little better, right? So you start sitting down to draw portraits. You draw 2 or 3 portraits and then you're done, right? That's being comfortable. That's comfortability. In order to actually get good at drawing faces, you have to learn how to simplify the eyes. You have to learn how to different. Every single person on the planet has 2 eyebrows, a nose, and 2 eyes, and a mouth, 2 ears, and cheeks. Unless something tragic happened to them, everybody has that. So you have to learn how to differentiate from person to person those features. And don't worry about that. Sorry for that. I'm not editing this video though. What's it called? I want you guys to understand that when it's uncomfortable, when you're just doing things to a level of comfortability that makes you feel like, okay, I did it. I did my little practice for today. You'll advance, because I don't want you to think that, oh, I have to have a whole bunch of time. No, you'll advance, but your advance will be slower than the next person. And I'll talk about that in another video, competition and all that. But your advance would be slower than the next person. What's it called? You want to make yourself better. That is the goal. That is the goal. You want to make yourself better, doing things that other people aren't willing to do. Other people aren't willing to draw 100 faces, 10 faces, 50 faces a day. Just going on Pinterest, drawing people that you see. People aren't comfortable doing that. You have to drill repetition, and that's just an example. But like drawing 100 boxes, you probably been used to drawing characters so many times that you forgot how to draw just a box. When you draw 100 boxes, or not specifically 100, but just a lot of boxes on a page, and making them be able to look like they're next to each other in the space, in the area, practicing your perspective and your form drawing, doing it so many times, that's what's gonna make you better. Not drawing 3 cubes and being like, okay, I got perspective, that's cool. No, doing it a bunch of times makes you habitual. You don't have to think about it. Most of the time, being good at something is not having to think about it so hard. What's it called? So drill repetition. Make sure you've heard practice makes perfect, and it's true to an extent, but you have to do the practice right. Drill repetition makes perfect. Go on to the next video, y'all. Like the video. I don't know why you coming on here and not liking the video, because you know you liked it. What's it called? Yeah, go on to the next video, man. You just throw off my whole vibe. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the next person. I'm talking about him right there. Right there. Him. Yeah, I see you. You. Yeah. Not liking the video and stuff. I had a good outro planned and all that, and then you just gonna mess it up.